Welcome back to the last Sunday roast of the regular season, the round 24 Sunday roast, the show where we roast the losers, celebrate the winners, and give you all the best odds of all the best bets of the weekend. Joining me as always, Darcy Bell. Dobe, how are you, sir?
Good, Jev. Bit nervous. Big Sunday slate. All the games up until now don't really matter, so I feel it might be a bit like an American sports show. So we're really going to focus on the back end of the roast. I feel we're almost going to skim through some games here. Richmond, Gold Coast, Jev. Like, there's a few end of seasons done, but we'll still do our thing. We'll go through the guys that won. We'll give them a tick. The guys that lost. And we'll probably touch on what their off-season is going to look like, what they have to do to get a bit better. Because they've been cheeks, Jev. There's some very cheekish teams.
Is there what? And there's some big off-seasons coming. It's currently Sunday morning. We've got a pub day today. We actually can't wait for. We're going to the pub. We're watching all three games. They all have final implications, so we actually can't wait. But we're going to go back to Friday night. Bit of a dead rubber. It was all about, can Nick Dacos get 3 Brownlow votes and win the Brownlow? And he basically did. He was on fire. The Pies win by how much was it in the end?
46
points. So they gave him a bit of a touch-up. They had a crack. Geez, they were front-running. They were front-running. They were just getting goal side and going forward. Dacos just popping up. Do you see much of this game? What do you reckon, Dave?
Yeah, I did. You know when you have those training sessions like full ground end-to-end, hey, we're just going to play a bit of match sim, and you're playing 10 metres goal side of either team? That's what it was. Yeah. Melbourne's lowest pressured game of the year. Yeah, you know what that means? They had a booth book somewhere after the game. Everyone was going, whether it's going to be like, hey, our culture's fucked. Let's go out and just have a few drinks together. Let's put this season to bed. Let's all get through unscathed. Anyone that's done or they are injured, let's get them in for surgery, and then we're ready to go for the next year. But they absolutely fucking mailed it in, Jev.
Oh, yeah.
They packed it in. That was a weaker performance that we've seen from a Melbourne side in a long time. They've come out and they played so well last week against the Suns. Like, it's just like, wow, here we go. A few younger guys, and they just could not get near it. As you said, we mentioned last week, like, if Nick Dacos has any chance to win the Brownlow, he has to have a career game.
Yep.
And how stiff – I think he went off the ground at 32 disposals when they had that rain delay.
Yep.
And him and Josh were walking down the race together. I went to bed at that stage. And then you could see them talking to each other. They're probably like, hey, let's both get a 40 burger each. Like, let's just hang it on them. But Josh was awesome all game. Nick was awesome all game. Went forward. He just runs so hard. And you can't keep your eyes off him when you're watching. And the way that he was running, he's like, give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball. He was awesome. Yeah.
He's so good, and he's going to get better the more he gets tagged. But he can see 3 kicks ahead. So when I was watching and the camera's a bit zoomed out, sometimes it might go to the wing and you'll see him just start floating to centre forward sort of thing, knowing he's not getting 1, 2, 3 next kicks, but he's going to end up with it. And he's either in the contest or knowing where it's going. And obviously the game plan's built around getting it in his hands, and they just kick it to him in dangerous spots. He had the orange boots on or whatever. Oh, he was good. He was good. So the Shark, we don't want to give away the Shark's mail too much, but he might have Dacos and Cripps on even votes going into today. So if you're a Dacos fan, get on Dacos now. Hope Cripps doesn't poll today because he might get those extra votes as the season goes on. If you're a Cripps fan, get on him now and hope he polls today, because if he polls 3 votes today, he'll go into $1.50 basically. So I know no one's going to hear this before the game's played, but yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If Cripps just is clearly best on today, he could be $1.50 by morning. If he doesn't poll today, I reckon they'll both be $2.50 even odds, like take your pick sort of thing.
Yeah. So before we get into some odds for this game, because the season's done, I just want to say Fritch's second half of the season has been absolute arse. His first half of the season, maybe he was kicking 2 or 3 goals every game. Yeah. We were there at gather round. He popped up, kicked his 3. He was good. He was hitting targets. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now, Jack Viney just got absolutely fleeced the Ds with another 3-year extension. 11 touches. You know what he wasn't doing in the middle? Wasn't putting an arm on. He was counting his cash.
Oh.
Jack Viney had absolutely checked out. And also, if I see Isaac Quainer post a running video in the next 3 weeks, I'm going to fucking throw up.
Bro, just take some time off.
Go somewhere where the sun is. Go fucking sit on a beach, have some pina coladas,
eat
some
your burgers.
room service. Yes.
Gain a couple of kilos, let the body rest, get the fat shield on, and then get back to work.
Yes. Also want to mention that I think it's locked in now. Max Gawn we had a chat about it last night. He's all Australian ruckman. Like when you look at what Jerry's done this year, which has been really good, but you watch how good Darcy Cameron's had a really good year.
Amazing.
And when they went head to head last night on Friday night, the amount of marks, like he just bodied out. Like he was like their best player. He had a fucking awesome game. He's had a great season. And with all the other guys that have been out, he's been like leading from the front, like, boys, still come with me. Even that game where they just beat North Melbourne.
Yep.
And he stood up. He's like scrappy win. 100%. He's still the all-Australian ruckman. Even though he might... Well, they reckon this is his best season he's had in a while. But sometimes when you look at it, because their success hasn't been that good, you might not think he's been at his best. And Tristan Jerry's been really good. But let's be honest, who are you taking?
Yeah.
You're taking Max.
You're taking Max.
Max is the best ruckman in the league, so well done to him. He's been awesome all year. And I'll tell you what, I didn't lose any sleep knowing that the Pies weren't making finals this year, Jev. It was nice.
It's been great. So how many wins did they have? So they still had 12 wins. So they're probably not the worst rating premiers of all time, but they are cheeks. They were cheeks throughout the year. I hate them. Nah, they're all right. I'm just glad they missed finals, and I reckon they're in a bit of trouble the next couple of years. I'll get into that stuff more in the preseason, a couple of preseason hot takes where I don't think Craig McRae will be the coach of their next finals win. Nice. I think he will be gone before Collingwood win a final next. There's a bit of a take. I'm workshopping a little bit to us.
You know what we like more than a pub day, Jev?
What?
Cozzy Pickett loves bumping a bloke in the head.
Can I get your opinion on that? Is that 3 for you, or do you think if Darcy Moore didn't drop his, like if he kept his feet, Cozzy Pickett would have nothing to answer for?
Yeah, boy, he wouldn't, but that's the thing. The fact they've gone outcome-based, as soon as I saw it, I was like, that's weak.
So did I. I just bumped him in the head.
Does it all the time. And the fact that if Moore got back up and kept playing, it's fine, but he went off with concussion.
Yeah.
So have an extended break. He must have had some plans early on the year, something around early Easter. He just a nice little trip booked, the Maldives maybe.
He's got a wedding in Easter in Bali. He's like, well, I'll just get 3 and then I'll come back fresh. What do the Ds need to do in the offseason to get better?
Their key forwards need a little bit more consistency and synergy. Like when Disco Turner was coming out shoulder arms against the Suns, he looked awesome. So you just need some more reliable lead up forward. So him, Van Ruin, you need Oliver to have his biggest preseason of all time.
Yeah.
You need the leadership from Petrarca to come back. Me and Morgs having a chat about this. Isn't it weird when guys like want to bail out because we don't like the culture or the culture's fucked? You are the culture. You're the leadership group.
Yeah.
Fix it. Like this is all because like you guys are in charge of the group. So fix that. You get Lever and May back playing like to their best footy. Like those two can control the 2 key forwards and then they can sort of work off, come third man up. They just needed some key forwards to put them through. Their last 3 years, it's been goal kicking and their inability to put the scoreboard pressure on.
Yeah.
They're playing these such tight games. So that's what you think that they're going to have to do. But yeah, just get super fit. If you had to
tip right now, I know it's early, make the 8, miss the 8 next year, what would you take? Not knowing what's going to happen.
Oh, maybe 8th. I had them missing the 8 this year.
Yeah. But I can't see them getting better. I can only see them getting worse. I think they're going to miss.
Yeah, hope so.
All right, well, let's get some odds. So Nick Dacos for 40 was 625. Josh Dacos for 40 was 19-1.
Nice.
Who else? Just give me touches.
Lipinski for 30.
Lipinski for 30. Your man was... you can only get him for 25 at 9-1. Couldn't get him for 30.
Awesome. 20s. Side bottom. How good's he as a tagger?
Yeah. Did he get himself another contract?
Yeah. Another year.
He got himself another year. He's basically got that off the last 2 weeks, hasn't he?
Last 3 weeks, I reckon.
Yeah, he's been good.
Max gone for 20?
Still can't find side ass. Who Max gone for 20? Nah, it was $3.05 for 25, so he would have been about $1.80 for 20. Still side bottom. How many touches did he have?
22, but he was tagging.
Yeah, so he's about $1.80 for 20.
Could you get Ed Allen for 20 for Collingwood?
Who the hell is Ed Allen?
They drafted him last year.
Edward Allen, $6 for 20.
Come on.
He was $1.87 for 15, $6 for 20. Good on him. Goals?
Cozzy Pickett for 2.
Where are goals? Here we go. Cozzy for 2 was about $2.
Nick Dacos for 2. I think it was $3.25.
Yep, $3 on as the ball bounced.
The only good one would be Colton Tholstrup.
Your boy? Colton. I can't. For how many?
2.
$10.50. That's nice.
And Darcy Cameron for 2. And Lipinski for 2.
Darcy Cameron was 13.
Nice.
And Lipinski was...
He's had a good year, Cameron.
He really has. I can't find Lipinski here. Couldn't get Lipinski.
He had 30 and 2 though, Jev. Lipinski.
That's a big day. That is a big day for the... Yeah, he's a good looking bloke. He knew he was going to electric after. He's like, I'll be ready for the boost.
So we're mailing it on the pies. They're done. The D's are done. We don't have to talk about them anymore for 2024, Jev. That's
Thank
it.
God.
Well done.
All right, the Showtime Hawks. The Hawks. They've just dismantled the North. They scored 80 points in the first half, 90 points in the second half, 170 points, 26 goals, 14. They've won by 124 points. They've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different multiple goal kickers, 10, 11, 12 goal kickers in total. They are on fire.
Yeah, so I just want to quickly touch on from round 11. Let's just go over, I guess, like if you're in form, you're beating sides, but we just have to look at how much scoreboard pressure they're putting on and flogging sides. So round 11, they beat Brisbane by 25. They beat the Crows by 27. They beat the Giants by 6, which is a good win. Then they beat Richmond, so won by 48. They beat the Eagles by 61. They got pumped by the Cats. That's fine. They beat the Dockers by 13. They beat the Pies by 66. The Crows by 66. They lost to the Giants and they beat the Blues by 74. They beat the Tigers by 63. And then they beat North yesterday by 124.
They're big wins.
So it's like an average of
10 goals.
60 points their average winning since round 11, which you have to look at.
They're so hot right
The
now.
only other time they've done this is when they were three-peating and they were flogging sides. So I just think no matter what you think about where they were at the start of the year, this is what they're doing now, and they've shown it for a good amount of weeks. So if it is them versus the Dogs next week, or first week of finals, I fucking cannot wait.
This is a plea to the AFL, and I guarantee they won't see this because no one fucking does. Please make Dogs Hawks MCG Saturday 4:40 game. It will be fucking amazing. That'll be close to 90. Like you and me and Morgs want to go to that game. Like lock it in. That is going to be awesome.
So let's look at the 100K loss. We had Dylan Moore for 15.
Oh, he got tagged,
but he kicked 4 goals, 3, and they were looking for him like he was searching for his 100th goal. It's like they knew that he's a chance to be All-Australian. They obviously appreciate how much and what he does for the team, and they were trying to feed him. Like Bruce would have it 50 out on the boundary and would kick it to 30 metres out on the boundary. Everyone was lowering the eyes for him. So he kicked 4 goals, 3. You could dissect this however you want. Nick Watson had a really good game as well, just another good small forward game. Chol kicked 3. Connor McDonald is one of my favourite players to watch.
Love him.
He just moves really well, and he kicked 3 goals straight yesterday. Like, how much better does that look than 1 goal too?
Yeah,
which is what he's usually doing or missing some. When he's kicking straight, he just looks so dangerous. D'Ambrosio's been fucking awesome. Sicily was just going forward and back whenever he wanted to.
He was doing whatever he wanted.
Yeah, like literally whatever he wanted. Luke Bruce, the best role in football. So they said, can you imagine, Jev? You have to go to work.
Yeah.
All the time. Every time you're there, you're getting paid. Yeah, pretty much. So 100% of work, and you're working your ass off, Jev. You're building houses. You're doing whatever. Can you imagine getting a full-time check, Jev, for 36% of work time?
He's a freak.
That is what Luke Bruce is doing. He's played 36% of the Hawthorns game time for this season. He literally sits on the bench. He has a sandwich at quarter time. He has a sandwich and a rub at quarter time, knowing that he's not on for another 45.
He's on smoko.
Yeah, that's it. He knows he's got about another hour and a bit, starts the warm-up, comes in the last, kicked 2 goals, and it's unbelievable to watch.
Has he signed next year as well? I saw Gunston sign during the week. Has he signed on?
I think so. You'd be stupid not to play.
I love that. And they both seem like the best blokes. We'll give a bit of a take on them later, but having Gunson in the building, it's probably costing him bugger all. But what he's doing for probably Chol and Colshadir is just invaluable, basically. Like, it is just unbelievable. So, they are on fire. They are just terrifying coming into September. Das, I got a question for you. Thought about it this morning.
Here we go.
If Sam Mitchell called North Melbourne and said, I'll come and coach if you fire Clarko right now, would North do it like that? I'll leave the Hawks and come and coach North. You got to fire Clarko right now. Who says no?
Sam Mitchell says no.
No, not Sam Mitchell wants to do it.
I think
has he gone past him as a coach?
Well, he's definitely with this side. I just listened to Alistair Clarkson the other day when he was on SEN, and they definitely, like, they've sat down with the club and they're happy with, like, hey, this is going to take 4 or 5 years or whatever.
Yeah.
We want you in. And he's like, it's not about wins and losses at the moment. It's about changing habits of the players and stuff. He was actually really good in the interview.
Yeah.
So it seems like he's got a bit of leeway. Like, he's won 4 flags. He's had really good teams. Like, he can coach. I just think that now he's building relationships with these players. Like, they're going to keep him there. So maybe North say no, but fuck, any team would love to have Sam Mitchell. He just knows football, and the way that he wants to, like, guys to play, run, like, they were like, a really good indication of if a side's going well when you're beating a side and flogging a side and you have more tackles. Yeah. So pressure is something that they're obviously talking about all the time. It's not everyone hitting back off a stoppage trying to get a cheap handball. They are hunting the footy, forward, which I absolutely love.
And when it spills out, those smalls go to work. They look so dangerous. I just, if you're a year ago, their rebuilds were at the exact same position. There is no way North's list is that much worse than Hawthorn's list. Who was the best forward on the field yesterday? Probably Nick Larkey.
Didn't get near it.
If you could draft both teams and you needed a key forward, Nick Larkey would be pick one. Who was the best? If both midfields are on the thing, it's probably Sheasel, then it's nearly LDU, then maybe Jai Newcomb. Like, I know I'm probably biasing towards North.
No, I'm with you.
But there's no way the lists are that far apart. And Hawthorn have just flown past them. I don't get it. It just shows the difference in, like, the front offices and the cultures of the club and everything. Just the building as a whole. Because Hawthorn have premiership aspirations. They don't put up with mediocrity. They just get it done. And these are the standards. The standards are the standards. And you can just tell that isn't there at North Melbourne. They embarrassed themselves to finish the season.
So they've had 15 wins in 5 years, Jev.
That is dogs up. The Swans have won 17 games. Port 15, Geelong 15, Giants 15 have all won more this year than North have in 5 years.
It's disgusting, isn't it?
It's so fucked. It is so bad. Oh, their cheeks.
Cheeks. All right, let's get some odds on this one because this is going to be an absolute doozy.
Give me touches first.
Yeah. Let's go. John Newcomb for 35. Jev, you want to tell everyone your multi?
So I had a $5 bonus bet.
Come on.
I went Jai Newcomb 40-1.
Damn it.
The $5 was to win 250. It was paying 50-1, and he had 35-1. I'm looking now. So he was 23-1 for 40, but 875 for 35. So it's such a big gap in odds is why I put the 40 on. But if I had 35-1, it would have paid, would have paid about 20-1, so I would have won $100. But anyway, he was 875 for 35. Did D'Ambrosio lock himself up a wing position?
Oh, no. Hang on. So I'm just getting breaking news here, Jev. GWS swung 3 late changes for the clash against the Bulldogs. Informed forward midfielder Brent Daniels will miss with a lower back injury.
No way.
Toby Bedford has suffered a calf complaint, won't play.
No way.
And Connor Stone will also miss through illness. Who the fuck's Connor Stone?
Oh, that's all right.
Have you heard of Connor Stone?
Yeah, I think so. I'd have to see him, but I think so.
Yeah, so John Newcomb, 35. D'Ambrosio, 30.
625. Is he locked on the other wing to Errol Goulden, All-Australian?
Don't look at his stats. You have to watch him play.
Yeah, you have to watch him play.
And I think he does. Davies Uniacke, 26.
Jai Simpkin for 25 was $2.12. Yeah, $1.28 for LDU.
Tristan Jerry,
your man, Tristan Jerry, the helmet Hercules was $3.60 for 25. The
He's
1
awesome.
week Morgs had him for 20, he had 17. This is his form. 25, 20, 30. Morgs puts him in for 20. He has 17. Then he has 25 again. Geez, we're out of form at the 100K.
That's perfect. Let's go some snags. So Dylan Moore for 4.
All right, let me just get to goals. How many touches did the Wiz have?
15.
Oh, he was $3.80 for 15 again. Okay, Dylan Moore for 4 was $7.50.
Nice. Wiz for 3, $6.20.
$4.50.
Yeah, it's coming. Jai Simpkin for 3.
Jai Simpkin for 3, he reckons. He's had a big day, Jai Simpkin. He had 25 and 3. He was $10.50 for 2.
Nice. You couldn't get him for 3?
Yeah, couldn't get him for 3.
Marbiol Chol for 3.
$2.35.
McDonald for 3. Connor McDonald.
Connor McDonald was $4.90.
D'Ambrosio for 2.
That's a nice guy. He's had another good day. He was $10 for 2.
That's nice. Sicily for 2.
Sicily for 2 was... I can't find him. They must have thought he was playing in the back line. Yeah, I think they thought he was playing in the back line. Oh, Das. Screenshot this. I thought it happened. Guess what minus 99.5 was? Hawks minus 99.5.
628.
925. You could have got to win by 100 points.
So I just want to touch on it. So with the medium small forwards, like this is fucked. What Sam Mitchell always says, Jev, we say it all the time. They want to get, ideally, the forwards can get up the ground further enough they can get around 20 touches, but close enough to goal they can kick around 2 to 3. But if it's one's a bit over, one's a bit under, that's fine. But that's the game you play. So if you look at the 4 medium small forwards, so Dylan Moore has 4 goals, 3, 12 touches.
Yep.
Nick Watson, 3 goals, 2, 15 touches. Connor McDonald, 3 goals, 19 touches. D'Ambrosio, he's on the wing, but 2 goals, 31 touches. Ginnivan. And then you look at Ginnivan, 2 goals, 23 touches.
They are amazing games. Did you see that footage Joey Montagna put on First Crack or whatever? How when the Hawks win it at half back, Gunston, Chol, and Colshadir run backwards towards the goal square to give them that, the runway from half back
so they can go.
So all those little smalls and mids can just fill that hole. And then when they're close enough, they hit up. So it's like they just give them all that room instead of leading up. And then you got to crumb it sort of, center wing and stuff. It's more like, let's just get that in motion, then hit them up 30 out. They are well coached. Das, I can see it now, and we've got to put this bet on. If it is Dogs Hawks first final,
yep,
I reckon there's going to be 10 players kick 2 goals.
Yep.
I reckon Jamara, Norton, Darcy, Waitman, and Nearly Bont, and then name all the Hawks ones. Chol, Watson, probably Dylan Moore, probably Ginnivan, probably Gunston. Luke Bruce might come on. It is going to be overs and goal kickers. All 6 forwards are going to kick snags. John Newcomb will kick one. Bont will kick one. We'll back the absolute over. That game is going to be a multi-heaven. I know finals, defense sort of comes in. The game slows down. The Hawks are going to be fearless. I can just see it.
Are they fucking what?
Where did North Melbourne go last night, you reckon, Das?
Oh, Tassie. I know. Where did you guys go to Tassie that time?
No, they would have flown home and it would have been cheeks. They would have been out. They're better off the field than they are on the field. All right, we're back. We had some technical difficulties halfway through the Geelong game. We are back. We're going to skip the Saturday games and go straight to Sunday and then wrap back around to the Saturday games because there are some raw emotions. We've been at the pub all day. It's currently half-time of Freo Port Adelaide. So let's start at GWS Dogs. Windy game, Mars Stadium. It was actually a pretty cool game. It was like a local footy game. The Dogs were too good. They got it done. They secured their spot in finals. Das, what do you reckon?
Yeah, 100%. You thought that the Giants had to win to lock up second spot. The Dogs definitely came to play. It was blowing a gale. Like some of the set shots at goal early were going either side. Guys couldn't seem to get it to go straight. Who could? Toby Green had a really good game.
Oh, yeah.
He's a football savant. What do you call him? A ballologist.
That's what ballologist. He made it look easy.
Yeah.
Jamara missed one by about 40 metres, then Tobes had a set shot, made it look easy. Yeah, it was a cool game of footy. You could see how much it meant to the Dogs. They are way too good to not be in the 8. So, they did what they had to do. They got the win. Wasn't pretty. Bond copped a couple of head knocks, but got it done.
Once they got past the third quarter and they kicked the first one, the Giants almost looked like that they packed it in. Like they just didn't play their best game, did they? Ed Richards had a fucking unbelievable game. He's velvet, isn't he, Jev?
He's like
clearance. When you can get him on the outside and he gets a bit of space, he's such a good ball user. Oh my God, kick it. Sorry. But he's fucking butchered it. The way that he uses it, it's just so good. Watching this game, I know that he couldn't get back in the side early, but we'll talk about it today. I can't see a Bulldog side without Caleb Daniels. Like, I just couldn't believe he couldn't get back into the side earlier in the year. I just think that he's that extra, not that you say voice of reason, but just the way that he uses the ball, it's so reassuring. Like sometimes who they have spare back, like whether it's Buku Karmas or who's another defender like O'Donnell, like I know that they're bigger, but I just feel that you just need another guy that can just hit these 30-meter kicks when it's so crucial in big-time moments or to split the game open. I just thought he had a really good game. Bailey Dale was really good. Bond, just same thing, Jev. I love that he can take a step back and he doesn't have to absolutely rip games to shreds. 22 and a goal. We know Finn Callahan was with him for most of the game. But the way that he does get it and the clearances are just so big. Like he just when there's a moment or they need a clearance, like it's not just a little like it's a big him bursting away from a stoppage, getting it forward. So yeah, they had a really good team game, Jev, as you did mention.
I tell you who needs a week off, Treloar. He's like twanged a calf before the game. He wrapped it up heavy. Hope that's not one that's going to hinder him through the whole finals because it doesn't look good, but who knows? A long season happens. Whitfield's at 42 touches, 147 AFL ranking fantasy points. That's a big day, Dobe.
He's a fucking big day. And I don't think he had one kick out, or maybe he had one or two kick outs.
Yeah. Richard's 29-1. Yeah, so I was pretty confident the Dogs were going to win this. Like you just couldn't see them not making finals. So they're in. GWS Swans first final. Do you have any odds for this one?
Yeah, I do. So let's go through some goal scorers first. So there's only two. So pretty short. Toby Green was $1.80. Hogan was $1.38. Let's just try and find some value here. So
Richards for two.
Yeah, Ed Richards was $3.60.
I know Sam Darcy was like $1.98 on Tuesday night when we did the 100K.
Yeah, $1.91.
Aaron Norton.
Yeah, Norton short as well.
Cadman.
$2.07. Cadman short. Oh, no, $3.35 for two. Because usually he doesn't get much of it. So let's go touches, actually, because all the rest were just single goals.
Yeah, so touches. So Whitfield for 40.
Whitfield, $6.25.
Tom Green for 35. He's in some great form.
He's a good player, Jev. For 35, Tom Green, only $2.75.
Then it's just 25 touches. Richards, Dale, Callahan, and Kelly.
So Richards, I know he had 29, but if you had him at 30, if he got one more, he would have been $6.25.
Oh, that's nice.
But for 25, he was $2.50.
That's nice still.
Everything pretty short, Iden under. Yeah, it's all pretty short.
All right. We have to move on to this next game. Oh, my God. This was just a fucking crazy game from start to finish. The Saints win by 2 points. I actually can't believe what we just witnessed. Talk to me, brother. Talk to me.
I can't even, I'm just smirking because it's it hurts so much. As long as we were there at 3/4 time, you knew that we were going to have a push in the end. And we mentioned how many moments were there in that last quarter for a team to just take over. And we finally hit the lead. And I thought we can't get 2 possessions behind because we're fucked. We come back, we kick a goal. We're like, let's go. We're pretty good at, we don't bank on free kicks because they were terrible free kicks either way. I think that we definitely got some good ones late. I know my Carlton group chat was going nuts because it was 12-2 free kicks at halftime, but you've got footy time to actually get it done. And Kemp had the chance to be an absolute hero. Just go back and the moment just got the best of him. You don't shank it for no reason. Like, yeah, the concentration, like the crowd, like you knew the moment. It was just like a 25, 30 meter, just chip it through and he just sliced it. Then Mateus had a shot at the other end and I was just like, oh my God, like he's missed it, but still a minute to go. We just couldn't hold on or bury it. Jack Higgins just hitting off a stoppage, one hand, two hand. Fucking, I think Zach Jones just kicked it to him and he just fucking buried it. You know what hurts, Jev? I coached against him all juniors and he used to kill me when I coached against him against my little brother's team. Like, he's been killing me for like 13 years. He's still killing me. Like, oh, the butcher's dog. What a fucking kick. He got every single piece of that. I'm just like, we're just out on our feet. Like, I can't be more proud of Patrick Cripps.
Oh.
Like, how much did that game mean to him? How much ground did he cover?
He's just intensity the whole day. Every facial expression, just everything he did for the day was just unbelievable.
I'm so hurt for him. Like, that's why I feel that's where the hurt comes from. Like, I'm hurt as a supporter. But just
all these Brownlow votes that are going to get him over the top feel like they've come in the last 10 weeks in all your losses. Like, he's just been unbelievable for 10 weeks and you've gone 2-8. You've only beaten West Coast and North. Did Port just kick one?
Yeah, Horn Francis, come on. It's like we just don't have the Lewis Young does not want to kick the footy. You know, we saw like Ben Mackay, like can't handle, like he would get it and just turn and like just little squib. Let's go through. I thought Nick Newman had a fucking awesome game.
How many marks did he have in the end?
Like 16 or 17.
35 touches, 16 marks. Best on ground.
Yeah, he had a massive game. George Hewitt I thought was good from clearance. Sam Walsh was busy. I don't think he was like
He's fallen off a cliff a bit, hasn't he?
No, like he got a lot of it, but he got busy. So Cripps had 30. Wangani Malira, you know, I was playing him on the first half of the game, Durden. Every time the ball was coming in, he was just getting it, running it out. Hunter Clark, I thought that was his best game for a long time. We made the comparison early. Saints fans, I'd love to know, Dobe Wilson, Darcy Wilson, he just seems like an Isaac Smith. Like, he's going to be part of a side for like 10 to 12 years. Like, doesn't get injured, just runs up and down, and he's just going to compete all the time and just be part of big moments. In all games, like Saints big games, he's had just like a little bit to do with it. Yep. Like whether it's a link in transition, he was really good. Sard's probably best game he played for a long time. I thought he spoiled the ball really well. I thought Jacob Wiedering was barely a factor today. He looks like sore and slow. It just kills you. Razzle Dazzle kicked a nice goal.
Razzle. I got to give the Saints some love and the Saints supporters and
fucking
everyone.
Oath.
They had nothing to play for. Absolutely nothing to play for. And then to go down, so Carlton to kick that goal, hit the front, sort of like, oh, well, like, you know, we had a crack. Then to kick a goal, to get the Mateus Philippou miss, and it's like, oh, we had our chance, we missed it. Then to have another inside 50 and a Jack Higgins goal and just to sort of say, I'm like, good on you, St Kilda. That will carry on to next year. You can play in big games that mean stuff. Even though it meant bugger all to them, they fucking showed up and it meant something to them. Like, yeah, I was a St Kilda supporter for the day. Now I'm a Freo supporter, and I was super impressed.
And the pub was actually that we went to. It was probably half and half.
It was pumping. It was great.
It was good. It was like, how good's footy? Like in this, like I'm shattered, but it's just like, that's what you go to. Like, this is what it means. Like, you cut the fluff. Like, you've been playing for this amount of time. Like, this is what the game should mean. Like, You're there, you're watching. It was an absolute nail biter. Like, you couldn't ask for anything better in a game. Because I don't think it was a really low set. Like, the last quarter, it was just pressure, high pressure. Like, teams were trying to move the ball in the end. They were. And you could see that, when the fatigue sets in, it's just like guys look out of position, but they're just like running off, or it's just been a good turnover. I'm just shattered. Like, what a win by St Kilda. Like, Ross Lyon, you can tell he just would have been like, fuck these cunts.
So they've won, how many games did they win for the season? Because they won 13 last year.
I think they're 11.
They've won 11 this year. So they've won 2 games less. They've ended up 12th on the ladder. They've jumped the Suns. They've jumped the Ds. Like, the Ds have finished 14th. better percentage than Essendon. Just Essendon have the one draw. You know, that they really were bloody good that end of season. Their form, they're 4-1 their last 5. Like,
well, they lost. I think they lost 8 games by under 10 points.
Yeah. So they had a crack. You've got your port jumper on. We got some odds for this.
Yeah, I do. Sorry, the mood is a bit. It's just gut wrenching to watch a loss like that Melbourne loss we had the other year where Cozzy kicked the goal late and then fucking
and to know if you just held on, you were in. Like nothing could happen in this game tonight to not have you in. But now you don't know.
It's not even that. If we make it in, yeah, like it's great. But to have a win like that, to then come into finals, you've just got a bit of confidence. Like it just kills you. Yeah. Do you got any numbers for me?
What do you want? Touches first?
We'll go goals.
Goals first. So Blake Acres for 2, kicked 2 goals, 2.
Blake Acres, 11.50. He had a really good game.
The Butcher's Dog for 2.
Yeah, $1.68.
Membry and Mason Wood for 2.
$1.69. Mason Wood was awesome, $3.40.
He was really good.
So last year,
Ashton Moyer for
last year when it was what's his name? Mason Wood and Blake Acres, they shook hands, saw each other at the end of the game. They both had 30 and like 2. It was awesome. Ashton Moyer might not be able to get. Oh no, he's a sub, but $1.55. He should have come on earlier.
Paddy Wow for a goal.
Paddy Wow.
When Cripps gave him that pedigree, it's time to play the game.
Paddy Wow was $3 for a snag.
Yeah, and then touches Newman for 35.
This would have been paying a bit. Here we go. Newman for 35. $11.50. Nice.
Hewitt for 30.
Hewitt for 30. Huey. 4.30.
It's not bad. And Walsh and Cripps for 30.
Walsh, $2.08. Cripps, $2.12. You know what I can say? Cripps has been fucking phenomenal for the multis this year.
Oh, yeah.
Like the amount of times he's just got 25 or just got 30. Awesome.
All right. Let's go watch this second half. Let's go watch the second half of Freo Dockers. We'll come back. We'll report on that game. Then we'll loop back to the Saturday games, going back to Geelong West Coast, and we'll go through those Saturday games and the odds. Oh, we got some stuff
how
going
are you feeling? You won't have a cash out at the moment, do you?
I'll have a look. We'll have a look. So my cash out right now went down by 14 points. It's down to $164. It was 400 at one stage when Freo were up by 8 points. 164. I lose it all if Freo don't win. I lose.
I just don't even know how I'm gonna feel if if you make 5, like it's great, but it's just the win. Like you just want.
Yeah, you want the win. What were you saying before? You haven't won your last game of the year.
So Carlton haven't won a last game of the year since 2013.
So we were talking about it. So last year was GWS. GWS had to win to make finals. Remember Kerno kicked those goals, won his Coleman medal early. Then GWS went on one to make finals. Year before was that Collingwood heartbreaker.
That came up in my stories the other day. It was 2 years ago, like on Thursday. That was an awesome day. We're cheeks.
It's 2013. You're kidding. All right, let's go watch. We'll be back.
All right, enjoy.
See ya. Oh, we're back. The baggers are in, Dobe. Freo have dogged it.
Oh, my God. I cannot believe how hard Port Adelaide were playing for Vossi. Some of those players must have loved him as an assistant coach. They must have loved him, and they're just like, you know what, we're going to do it for Vossi. But that shows me with Port Adelaide that they actually might go the distance this year. Like they actually give a they played so fucking hard. Every time when St Kilda got it and he'd come back in, I was so shaky because Carlton couldn't get the ball back. They were hunting in numbers, running the ball forward. Butters, Horn Francis was unbelievable. Just took the game over.
Miles Bergman. How many times he stood up in defense?
Zerk, I said to Carlton, all their talls just went to town. Zerk Thatcher bleeds blue. He bleeds blue.
Freo absolutely dogged it. I just thought You've got to win against a team playing for nothing. I mean, they're playing for second on the ladder. I get it. How fumbly were they?
Oh,
that is an all-time dogging. All-time dogging by the Dockers. Caleb Sarong, he is like, you know how scrutinised NBA and NFL players get?
Mm.
How hard are we allowed to go at Caleb Sarong?
For missing
3 points, 19 touches. His first time in about fucking 450 days since he's had under 20 touches, and he's kicked 0 goals, 3, all were kickable. Yeah. He is going to look back on that game filthy. That's his LeBron 2011 moment. Like, that is a dogging.
It's fucked. Like, it's just, you had to get it done. Hayden Young went down and he was out there. I reckon him being out there for another 10 minutes cost him as well.
He's done his calf. Like, just get off the field.
Get someone off that can actually run, because like that's what you're missing. Can someone tell me what happened to Aliir? What did they jab him with?
Yeah, I thought he did his Achilles.
So did I. Oh my God. That is, we've made the 8.
You're in. What's that saying? When you soar close enough to the sun, you get burnt. Whatever they say. I got too cocky. I didn't cash out the Freo bet. I didn't cash out the Carlton bet. At
awesome
one stage,
bet, though.
I could have had 2K. Could have 2K in my account. Now I got 0.
I could have told you, Jev. It was a shit bet. You're a fucking idiot. 76-1. What were you thinking?
It was nearly an all-time great bet. I am so angry at Freo. How fumbly were they? They did a big poo in their bed.
I know why you would have been so confident. Like, you saw them beat the Swans and like just play, and you're like, they can do it. Yeah, they can win one more game at home.
Yeah,
I've seen it. I know. You had the Freo blinkers on your eyes. You're like, I think they're good enough.
Yeah, I just made the mistake of, I was too emotional after the Carlton St Kilda game. I had a $355 cash out. I should just cash that out, put it all on Port Adelaide at 210 or something. Now I'd at least have $700. Well.
What a game. I can't believe,
Port now have a home final, finish second, home final in Port Adelaide. They get to rest.
No Houston, no Farrell.
No Houston, no Farrell. That does hurt. Geelong are coming to town. Geelong are pretty good at Adelaide Oval. But they were incredible today, Das. They were amazing. What's their form on? I'm going to get them up on, like, they finished 4 points behind the Swans on the ladder. They've won, we won 17. So they've won 16 and 7 for the season with a 130-point win over the Swans as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that game has to stick out. Like, that was fucked, that game. This
is their form. So they've gone to Freo and won. They've finally beaten their showdown voodoo, beaten the Crows. They beat Melbourne by 2 points at the MCG. The Swans by 112. The Blues by 14. Richmond by 41. And they lost to the Suns at home. So they've won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a row heading into finals.
My heart rate, if I had a fucking heart rate monitor,
I was the same, man.
It's been up for like 5 hours.
We're going to crash and burn and beat doggy's guts tomorrow. How bad are we going to feel tomorrow?
I won't be able to sleep, I reckon.
So the Blues are in.
The Blues are in, Jeff.
You got the Lions at the Gabba next week. Do you know what game you'll be playing?
I think Saturday. So if we look at who's back for Carlton now, hopefully Zach Williams, maybe Chera, McGovern, Charlie, Harry. Did I say Jack Martin? DeConning. Did I say Jack Martin?
You didn't say Jack Martin. I wouldn't pick him, but
if he is, 7 potentially. 7 out from that side today and 7 in.
Changes everything.
You've
had a bit of a look at Ashton Moyer. Can he be a sub for you in this best side?
But can you imagine, like, that's the freshen up we need. We've been injured for so long. And it's just these guys just get another couple of weeks.
As you say, the Lions are so gettable right now.
They're so gettable.
Gettable at the Gabba.
They've been so bad lately, the Lions. They've forgotten how to win. And Carlton have just forgot completely. So
just unbelievable, man.
I'm shook. Hey, can we give a round of applause? Well done, AFL.
What a season.
What a fucking season. Now, we can say now, what would be a bigger turnaround story? Now, I think the Hawks winning the grand final would be fucked. But if the Blues won from here.
Yep. They were out.
Like, they were out. If the Blues won from here because Port Adelaide, imagine if it was Carlton Port in the grand final and they knocked Port off.
Fuck.
I'm going to be having an on-the-knee wank tonight. On the knees. Like,
what's that meme? You ever one of those on the knees?
On the knees wanks? Like, I'm going to treat myself. I'm just going to go on the knees on the bed and just have a crank.
Put Pat Cripps' highlights on.
Can you imagine? Like, I reckon he must go home and just vent to Mon, his missus, and just come home and just be like, fuck.
At least he's going to win the Brownlow and he's made the finals this time. Everything changes after this week off now. We recover from today. No footy next weekend. You guys are going to go to the Gabba so confident.
I can't believe my mood changed.
So confident.
I felt sick earlier. Like, we left the pub. I felt sick. You could probably hear on the other recording. Like, I was so flat.
Oh, God. I've got that sick feeling in my gut right now.
Yeah, because it's like you've lost $2,000.
How close I was.
You already spent it.
How close I was. I knew the Saints were going to win. I just had to rely on the Dockers. Oh, this is an all-time collapse from Freo. I just went through Port Adelaide's final. Let's go through Freo's end of the season.
Yeah, let's do it.
20-point loss to Port Adelaide, 9-point loss to GWS, 11-point loss to the Cats, 1-point loss to Essendon. They beat so they've lost their last 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. They've lost the last 4 in a row.
Are you surprised?
They were locked second on the ladder.
Are you surprised?
I'm not surprised at anything in this season.
You know why? 3/4 time against the Bombers, sub out Neil Erasmus.
I don't know why I keep yawning. I'm not tired. It's just my emotions and shit. I'm bad.
Neil Erasmus got subbed out against the Bombers. I'm going to do a video on it. It's fucked.
Since the Erasmus.
They haven't won a game since they subbed out Erasmus.
I reckon
it's the turning point of the season.
What about Willie Rioli's last quarter dust?
Oh, he bleeds blue.
What a player.
They spoke to Ollie Wines after the game in an interview. I'm not sure if you heard. And they were saying, did you know the scores? He's like, we sort of had a feeling like, because of how loud the crowd was, but we got told we didn't want to know because we had to win to make top 2.
Yeah.
And they're like, you've got the Blues in. Well, he's like, I've got a soft spot for the Blues. I grew up a bagger, so happy for him. How good's that? How
it's
good's
fun
that?
for him to say that, eh?
That's awesome. That's just, I can't believe that we're in.
Oh, God.
Do you want to do some stats for this game?
Let's do some odds. What do you want first, touches or goals?
Whatever you want.
Go touches. We got Brayshaw for 30.
He had he was trying. They just looked cooked in the end. $1.83.
Wines for 30.
Wines, $3.45.
Then it's just Butters for 25, and that's about it.
Yeah, it's a shit game for odds. So, sorry, guys, $1.21. What
Goals,
about snags? We'll go through this.
Willie for 3.
Willie for 3, $6.
Pat Voss for 2.
Patty Voss. Pat Voss was $2.75.
Horn for 2. He was sensational.
Yeah, he was
what
so
a player.
good. I'm going to sleep in this Port jersey, $3.10.
You can see him wearing a Gary Ayres medal. Like he looks ready to rip a finals to shreds.
Does he what?
Georgiades for 2. That's really it.
Yeah.
He'll be bugger all.
Yeah. $1.55. Are we going to go through the other games or fuck them? Do you just want to talk
we'll
about
quickly
finals?
go through. Just talk. So the Cats took care of West Coast. At halftime, Jeremy Cameron had 7 kicks, 7 touches, 7 goals. It was awesome. That was awesome. King 9 for the day. What happened with Shannon Neal, Das?
So Jeremy Cameron had 7 goals at this point, and he's absolutely taking the piss. And you think that you just try and get your teammate to 15 goals, or at least beat Buddy, at least 13. That's the yardstick now. Is it not? 13 goals. And he gets it to the top of the squeeze, almost shoulder to shoulder, just a little bit in front of Jeremy Cameron. He turns around, Jev. Do you think he give him the handball?
Yeah.
Probably. Shannon Neal just turns his head, goes, kicks Joe Lagu's arm up in the air, tenses the bicep, and just points to all the young ladies in the front crowd. And then the upper deck. He just says, I'll see you at Lammy's. I'll see you at Bloom. Wheelchairs ready. Bash.
Wow.
Ollie Henry's kick
4-4. Every one of those points he's kicked should have been a target of Jeremy Cameron.
Yep. He's so selfish.
Shanneal 2, Stengel 2. Oh, God. They were so bad, the Eagles. What was the score at halftime?
Oh, it was a dogging.
18 goals, 6. So they were 100 points down at halftime.
Yeah, and then they pretty much just kept it to that.
I don't know if the Eagles players like Jared Schofield. They've cost him his job.
Yeah.
He's not getting the job now. Who will coach? You have to have a tip. Who will coach?
I think it's going to be someone. I always thought it'd be someone internal, like within the club, but because Schofield and he hasn't really done his dress rehearsal too well, so I'm not sure who the fuck.
They got to turn over that whole club though. That whole coach, like they've got to get some fresh eyes and ears in there.
So this is what I don't mind when you talk about so in the NFL. Like, why not get someone in that's young and vibrant? Yep. So the Rams got Sean McVay in. Me and you were talking about this last night. Like, he was 30 and he was the coach of the Rams, one of the most expensive teams in the NFL.
$5 billion franchise.
They just moved to LA and they're like, fuck, we're going to have a 30-year-old coach, which is absurd.
Yeah, and he's just unbelievable.
And he owns the room. He knows plays. He knows football. Like, he played high school. Like, that's what I think the American sports do so well. You don't necessarily have to be a player. Like, you can literally, if people come up as players, you can start coaching at 20.
Yeah.
And you've been coaching for 10 years. So I just think that they need someone with a lot of contacts and they just back them and they're just they're in. And they've just got a good nucleus around them where they can just almost be the face of the coach, but they've got the other guys around. Almost imagine a younger Craig McRae. You know how he had Bolton, Lepich, just all these really good coaches around and he could bounce off, but he's just the main voice. So
for sure.
I reckon you'd hate having Nathan Buckley. You want someone fresh, I reckon. He's Nathan Buckley seems like he lost a lot of players at Collingwood and it was so outdated. Get someone in that's it's their first job. They're like, yep, I'm ready to go. Let's do it. I think that's the way that they have to go.
Yep. Fucking oath. Odds, what was Jeremy Cameron for 7? For 6? I've got this game.
Yeah, you do.
Go touches first. Disposals, not much. Only Holmes and Danger for 25.
It's fucked it. That's
Holmes was $1.84. Danger was... He was $3.80 for 25. He looks fit right now, Danger.
He does.
Fit and powerful, doesn't he?
Yep.
Fit and power, that's about it. And then goals. Who kicked the goals?
Jev for 6.
Sorry, I'm just clicking on it now. Jez for 6 was 10-1, which is so short.
Yeah, Ollie Henry for 4.
9-1.
Stanley for 2.
Stanley for 2, he reckons. 15-1, that's nice.
Harley Reid for 2.
I had him for 3 for some reason.
Did ya?
I had a little, it was 9.25 for 2, 46 for 1 for 3. I just saw it. I'm like, he could easily kick 3. I only remembered it just then. Now I'm looking at it. 46 for 1 for 3, but he kicked 2 at 9.25. Anyone else?
Yeah, Shannon Neal. That's all I want to know.
The Cowboy. For 2,
yeah,
$1.62.
Perfect. That game was a drumming.
Actually, I've got what was the final score, Das? What was the final margin?
93 points.
Minus 92.5 was only $4.50. That is so short. So short. Next game. This game meant absolutely zero to me. Richmond, Gold Coast, all it was for the Tigers fans to say bye to Dusty. I know a couple of grown-ass men crying at this game, watching Dustin leave. He is an all-time player. Did you see any of this game, Das?
Yeah, I watched a fair bit of it, actually. They were having a crack for a little bit, but Lukosius was cracking the shits because they weren't kicking the ball to him. But That was his last game for the club. Ben Long's had a pretty good year. Jev kicked 3. Flanders, we have to talk about him going forward next year. I reckon that they've found one, like his spot, because he always finds the ball, whether it's back or forward, or midfield, usually. But he's been going forward as well. He's been kicking, I reckon, 2 goals every week the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'm going to get up his stats right now as you're saying it.
Yeah, 29 and 2.
Is there a more frustrating player than Ben King?
Max.
Yeah, either one. Take your pick, isn't it? Oh, God, they do me, those two.
Fucking oath. Yeah, so we had him for a multi, and he absolutely dogged us.
So this is Sam Flanders' last couple of weeks. 29 and 2, 28 and 2, 22 and 2 to finish the season.
Yeah, there you go. See? I remembered.
6 goals, averaging 5 touches, 26 touches. That's good stuff. Ben King shits me to tears. Tell you what I want to give some love to. It might have been his last game for the Tigers. Dan Rioli.
Yeah. No,
I would love to see. I don't think he'll make it. I'd love to see him in the All-Australian squad of 30.
I think a 40.
40, yeah.
I think he makes the 40. He's been one of the best halfbacks all year.
30 and 2. He only had under 20 touches.
Twice?
So round 1 and 0 and 1, he had 15 and 13. Then round 5, he had 19. And every game since, he had over 20.
Awesome.
He had a great second half season. I hope he plays for the Gold Coast Suns next year. I mean, the Tigers have to keep fucking somebody. Someone has to play for them.
Maurice Rioli.
Did you see? It's actually amazing. So we all ripped Gold Coast because apparently they had the soft draw. There is a soft draw in the AFL, but they had the soft draw. But see, they won 11 games. It's their highest win ever.
Yeah.
In the club's history. So Dimmer's first year, he's won the most games in club history. That has to mean something, doesn't it?
100%. Like, as you said, it's the first time he's taken the reins of the club. He's got all the players in. They're trying to play the certain brand. They still had a fair few injuries as well. Like, Tuke Miller wasn't right the whole year. Jed Walters started like a house on fire. Then they couldn't get him right. Then Roses was in and out of the side. I know he might not seem like an absolute name piece in the AFL, but when he plays really well. But I think you can hang your hat on that. Those games up in the Territory, I know it sounds stupid, but that game against Geelong is like, that was scary.
Yeah.
Like, that was scary.
Yeah.
Like, Cam Guthrie had heat stroke.
he really
was
did.
So hot. So I definitely think they can look at that going forward. Like, they're going to be good eventually. They've had so much high draft picks. They've got, but it's not even the high draft picks. We can tell that they've drafted talent.
Yeah.
Like, the guys, they've got a talent. And that's the thing that all list managers are looking for. Like Nick Del Santo was saying the other day, like, yeah, you can find like athletes and stuff, but you need talent.
Yeah.
You need to get as much talent as you can in the building, and then you can mold them to what position. So if you said like Nick Dacos is a talent, or like Charlie Curnow is a talent,
Jason Horne-Francis,
how many positions can you play them?
Yeah.
That's why you look at the guns like at the NFL. Like, look at Deion Sanders. He's a talent. Where do you want to play him? Do you want to play him defensive side of the ball, offensive side? Like, where do you want to play him? He can play in so many different positions because he's talented.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think they're going to be good. I really want to see Jed Walter come on.
I want to see Jed. I can't wait to watch Mac Andrews next year. I hope he plays backline. I hope Jed Walter gets a full-time position at centre forward in that side, or full forward. Lukosius gone. They'll get a high draft pick for him.
Yep.
Hopefully he's something in the 10 to 20s or 25. Like, he was pick 2, wasn't he?
Yeah, he'll go to Adelaide. So they'll get... It's interesting. I hope they start to... I guess you always still need more young guys. But when are they going to start trading out some of these picks if they're not getting the academy ones for some other players?
Yeah, they don't really get free agents, do they?
They're close, I reckon. The next year or two they will. If they're in the window, they're coming.
Like, I was going to say someone like Taranto or something, but he's maybe not. And with Anderson Rao, he's not the sort of guy. But who's someone they could get that's like a 25-year-old? Like, I know Liam Baker's. I don't even know. I actually can't think. Shai Bolton or something. Could they convince? Remember when Harley Bennell was on fire there? Could they convince Shai Bolton to go to Gold Coast instead of bloody
Shai
Freo?
Bolton is the perfect player for them.
Yeah.
That's a great call.
Let's do some odds on this game.
Do you have them? We'll quickly swing through this.
Disposals, 33 for Prestia, 30. Dion Prestia was $5.40 for 30.
Yeah, the ticket
Tuke,
damage.
$2.40. Rioli,
30. Taranto,
2.95. Taranto, 2.35. Geez, you could have made some money on this game.
Yeah.
Anderson
30.
was just $1.50. Matt Rao loves playing the Suns. The Tigers.
Yeah, he does.
That's about it for touches, eh?
Yeah, let's go goals. Let's go Ben Long for 3.
Ben Long for 3, your man. 4.50.
Flanders for 2.
Flanders was $2.50.
Jacob Buer for 2.
I do not know who that is. He kicked a nice one from the boundary.
Yeah, from the Dom Sheed pocket.
I don't think I could get him, Dad.
Maybe he was a sub.
Yeah, maybe he was. Yeah, I couldn't get him.
No, he definitely wasn't a sub. He had 4 in the first. And Will Graham for 2, Lukosius for 2. That's it. And actually Dan Rioli for 2 if you can get him.
I'll look for Dan Rioli. I don't know who the hell Will Graham is. No, I'm sure I do. Dan Rioli's 12-1 for 2. Not bad. Not bad. Next game, Dyson Heppel's final game of his career. The Lions win by 20 points. The last 10 minutes of this game was just weird, wasn't it? Just weird.
No, you go back. If you want to watch what a dog's breakfast would look like in a game, it was the worst last 5. We were pissing ourselves, weren't we? We're just like, does anyone just want to finish the game? Or just like, do the Bombers, they're disgusting by foot. Jake Kelly is one of the most uncompetitive.
They cannot go into next season with Ben Mackay and Jake Kelly in the same backline.
They can't.
They
you said it.
Can't.
Didn't you say Cornsey said that Ben Mackay can't handball? I can't unsee it now. He missed 3.
Like 3 handballs. One was like to Dyson Heppel that was out. You just had to get it to him. You just missed the ball.
By the way, how much do we love Big Dopey Joe, the Joe experience? Watching Joe Danaher play football is fucking hilarious.
Anyone that had money on him for 2, 3, 4 and watched this game would have been pulling their hair out like we were. He got his hands to about 7 balls. Chopped. He got his arms chopped. He was just in spots. He was missing shots. Oh, it was so frustrating. They can be so frustrating to watch the Lions. As you say, they're super selfish. Kyle Loman will snap over his shoulder.
Yep.
They all will just snap over their shoulder instead of like giving a handball off.
It's fucked. Eric Hipwood got subbed out with Thrush again. Obviously wore the Honey Bardo specials. He didn't go to Bonds and wear his Bonds jocks, which is unfortunate.
Dyson Heppel was awesome in his last game.
Yeah, we called it. We said, what's better than a milestone game? A retirement game. He had 34. I know for 30 touches, he was like 10.50, which is awesome.
What about a 3/4 time when I said, because we were sort of watching the Swans game and the Lions game. And I said, is Zach Merrin out there or was he laid out? Then in the 4th quarter, he had 12 touches and a goal, 37 touches for the game. He was unbelievable. I just missed a trick on that one.
Yeah, he went mad in the last quarter. Who's the best last quarter player in the AFL? Because he'd be in the top 5.
He runs bloody hard.
Doesn't he?
I don't know how he's going to get players to come with him. Every single player should be texting him saying, when do we start preseason? I want to train with you all off season. Every session he does, young guys should be with him.
So we want to talk about how much like people are in the building. I don't know if anyone's still fucking going to listen to this roast this far down, but when you look at someone, we were talking about Cole Shadir and the fact that when he had his first go at Hawthorn, they were on a camp and everyone was ordering food and he ordered like the chips.
Fried chicken burger and chips.
Fried chicken burger and a soft drink. And they're like, what are you doing? That's not what pros do. Jack Gunston has him under his arm. 3-time premiership player, like however many fucking games, 250 plus, almost 300 probably. And the fact he's under his wing and he's teaching him how to be a pro, teaching him how to eat. They watch film 30 minutes every day.
Half an hour of film a day under his wing. They had to teach him how to eat, but he's just come on every single game.
Positions, body positions, how to work, like an actual forward craft. If he went to the Bombers, he would just be Harry Jones. He would just be Harry Jones. Yeah. Exactly. But that's like, can you imagine if Harry Jones was at Hawthorn? You can't tell me that he would not be a better player. He looks lost. He feels like he's going up and down. He almost plays like the lost half forward as like a key position player. Yep. Like he's not a sprinty like a flanker, or he doesn't get hit offs at the back of contests or like that. Not handball receives. He just floats, but he doesn't impact. Like Cole Shadir gets to run up. sits back, takes guys one-on-one, reaches the ball at the highest point, goes back, has a set shot routine. Harry Jones looks like he's just not sure what he's doing. He's not sure what the role is. And that's the same with a lot of these guys that I think of the Bombers, they need a role. It's like when Nick Cox came in, it's like, oh, he doesn't know what foot he kicks with. He's that good left foot, right foot. Well, maybe pick a foot for him and pick a position so he can actually work. Because at the moment, where does Nick Cox play? Is he a forward? Is he a back? He kicked 3 goals against Adelaide, which is great, but what's he done before that? You've got so many, like Jake Kelly, too busy. He got posterized and decided to put one in the fucking ass of whoever the fuck took the hanger on him. Like, they just got these guys that just, I don't know. They just don't excite me, the Bombers. If they had a genuine good list, like, I'm happy to say that, like, when the Pies are good last year, like, they're a good team. They've got a good list. Like, not that I don't dislike the Dogs because I like, but I'll be like, they've got a good list. Like, I'm happy to say that if you're a good team. If the Bombers are a good team, I'll be like, they've got fucking good players. I don't rate them at all.
Yeah.
At all. So, I don't know. I thought that there was a typical Bombers game. They'll get absolutely pants and then they kick like 5 in a row in the last quarter. I'm like, how good? Like, you just hate that as a Bombers fan, wouldn't you?
Oh, show me. How weird is it? So we consume a lot of American media. In NFL, they always talk about like it's your front office, your owner. Like it starts from the top down. And just as you said, the difference in buildings. Like think of the Hawks, the Swans, and the Cats. We give ourselves the chance to play finals every single year, and they say it's all to do with the front office, the building, like everything. It's the GMs, it's the list managers. They're all working as one. And then I'm sure Richmond were like that when they win in finals, but now Adam Uze's there. It's not his people, all this. It's just dodgy. But you can just tell the Bombers building just isn't right, and it's a massive old boys club. Like Kevin Sheedy's still on the books.
That's disgusting. I can't believe that.
Adrian Dodoro's on the books. He's been there for 20 years. How many finals did they win while Adrian Dodoro was there, Das? Duck eggs. He's still on the books. So I hate Brad Scott. Personally, I just don't like him. I don't like his antics. I don't like his snarkiness. But they reckon he's been coaching with one hand behind his back. I want to know what happens this preseason. Does he actually get to do it his way? And is he sort of the number one, the head of the company, the face of the club? Like, he's the big dog. I mean, because Bill Belichick of the Patriots was the GM, the head coach, and it was basically the owner, Robert Kraft, then Bill Belichick, then Tom Brady. And, like, he ran the organization, and that's why they were so successful. Nothing ever got leaked. Like, everything was run the right way. The coaches questioned him. The players questioned him. He was the leader, and it was, the top down. It didn't end well, but like, I want to know what's going on at Essendon because there's just differences in front offices and stuff, and they're just a boys' club. It feels like.
I actually love the call that it seems like he's had one hand tied behind his back because when you listen to a press conference, it's so Mickey Mouse. It's
snarky,
and sheltered. Like
it's weird.
There's never any blame. It's just like but. Anyway, when you look at the Lions, I don't think there's a better time to get them. Like, I honestly don't think there's a better time to get them. Like, they lost against the Giants where they kicked like the first 5 goals. They lost against the Pies. I'm not sure that's a very convincing win against the Bombers.
You've already won at the Gabba this year, the Blues.
I just don't think, I just think if there's a time to get them, why not now? Lockie Neal probably gets another 3 votes. Cripps probably gets 3 and Dacos gets 3. So
how sad is it, Das? Sorry, I'm going back to the Bombers. Joe Watson's career came and went. No finals wins. Captain of the club, champion. Dyson Heppel's career has come and gone, and he did not win one single final. Captain the club. It's actually super sad, hey? Like, we love ripping the Bombers, and it's all funny, and the 7,000 day jokes and everything. Fucking hell. Like, he's played a whole career, close to 300 games, captain the club, and he did not win one final. It is so tough on the Bombers fans. Anyway, what are some odds on this game?
Yeah, so let's
go. Lockie Neal had 40.
Yeah, let's go straight to Chalky Neal. Well, let me extend this back out. Lockie Neal. Fuck, I'm back down a little bit. Fuck.
Or do you want goals first?
Nah, I'm at the wrong game. I went way too far down. Lockie Neal for 40 was $6.
$6. Merritt for 35.
Merritt for 35 was $360.
McGrath for 34 turnovers.
Oh,
34 touches. 34 where you sort of...
$8.
You bite your teeth, cringe when he kicks it. Our man Dyson Heffel for 30. He had 34. What was he for 30, then 35?
So for 30 before the game, he was 11.50. So he actually went out for 35. Dyson, he would have been $51.
Oh, that would have been so nice. Ashcroft 30.
He's coming good there, Jev.
Isn't he? They were talking about it on the coverage, how he's the difference in his body from the first year to second year, because he did do the ACL rehab. He's got the big butt. He's got the lean top. His big legs. He's going to be a gun, chest. Man.
Yeah, fucking oath. 430 for 30.
What about Kyle Langford for 25? He's had 25 and 3 does.
It's a career game. Kyle Langford, no way.
No one had a worse second half of the season than Kyle Langford.
No one had a worse second half. $8 for 20. That's all you could get.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
No one's had a worse second half.
And then goals, Lohman for 3.
Lohman, where is he? $6.50. He pays a bomb.
He does. Charlie Cameron for 3. Every time I bet on Lohman in the 100K and rely on him for 1, he goes missing for the week. He kicks 3 goals too.
Yeah, fuck. 325.
Langford for 3.
And $5.80.
Yeah, that's about it.
Everyone that's about it. No one really gives a fuck about this.
And the final game, the Showtime Swans. We had top spot locked up. We've kicked 121 points. We've beaten the Crows by 31 points. How bad of a club are the Adelaide Crows?
Yep.
The way they handled the Rochelle thing, the way they just, they're so bad.
So what I want to know is who let him go on every media outlet in Adelaide history? Like, honestly, did Matty Nixon, he went on every radio station in Adelaide, like Adelaide Triple M, SA fucking SEN.
5AA or whatever they call it.
5AA, like ABC Adelaide. Like, he went on all of them, like talking about Port Adelaide. And you're getting 10 touches and a snag and you're just going off. Like, it's embarrassing. It's different if you're Toby Green and you're coming out and you're saying something like that.
You got the cash in the bank.
You've got the runs on the board.
The runs on the board.
You're and you know that you're tough and you know that you've done it. Like, who else would you cop it from if someone else came out and said it?
Oh, there's heaps of blokes, but like even Tom Papley. Tom Papley's got the runs on the board.
Yeah, for sure.
To have a little bit of chirp and stuff because he backs it up. I just think...
I'll go one for the other team. If Zach Butters came out and started saying stuff,
yeah,
like you'd be like, yeah, all right. Like you can call it.
I feel like I understood why he got dropped. Like, I just feel like if it was round 10, you'd drop him. But a 21-year-old has now got all off-season to sort of stew on it and be filthy back in the drop. I reckon you just had to pick him this week, wrap your arms around him, say none of that shit next year. Let's go pre-season. Let's mature, and you're going to hit next year running as a double the player you are now. Oh, they've just got it so wrong. Just the Crows have just got it so wrong. They're so average. The Swans, it was good to see them. How fast were they flying off half back in the first half? You could see the message was clear, like speed on the ball, running in numbers, handball chains off half back. Nick Blakey was awesome. Matt Roberts was awesome. They just looked good. They were flying. Goulden was back. Warner was back. They had top spot locked up. They had nothing to play for, and they still had speed on the ball. So that was a bit of a dress rehearsal. We finished top spot. We've won 17 games for the year. Like, I'm happy we've won our last 3 in a row. We get to attack this first final. It's very exciting.
Yeah, you're right. It's it was a great win. Like, Luke Parker has reassured that forward line as that position. He's a gun, Jev.
I can't wait to see Luke Parker and Tom Papley in the same forward line. The speed of Papley to cause problems, but then the smarts and the IQ and the overhead marking of Parker. And they'll sort of do it where they're the two main forwards, but they'll be floating around McLean. McLean will be the target. They'll be around. They'll be floating around to Marty. They'll be floating around McDonald. They're the two smartest players on the field sort of thing. So I can't wait to watch them two play. Riley Thilthorpe is going to be a problem next year.
Yeah,
he was really good, wasn't he?
Got to keep his beard.
He's got to get that beard back. He looked done without it. I loved the beard.
Done.
Geez, the Crows are not making finals again next year. Like, I'll say it now. Unless they get bloody Lukosius, Clayton Oliver, Christian Petrarca, and who else are they in the hunt for?
Oh, fuck. I think they're in the hunt for everyone, to be honest.
Their names always pop up with everyone.
Let's have a look at some odds quickly, and then we can touch on some final stuff because no one gives a fuck about these games because they're all done.
30 touches, Nick Blakey.
Let's go goals first, actually.
Goals, Phil Thorpe for 3.
Yeah, the Thrill Seeker, 325. It's nice.
Luke Parker for 3.
Lukey Parker, 775. Everyone down to Lang Warren will be drinking well.
Zach Taylor for 3.
Zachy Taylor, no. Can you get him for...
Or Logan McDonald for 3 while he's still in threes.
Can't even get Zach Taylor for 1.
I think he came on as the sub.
Yeah, we probably did. Logan McDonald for 3 was 440. He's 1, 2, 3, 4. He's the 5th favourite.
That's crazy. It's because he's been going to centre half back a little bit. Nick Blakey for 2.
Nick Blakey, I doubt you can even get him.
Surely for 1. I saw he's 4-1 for 1 usually. He'll be the last person on the anytime.
Nick?
I'll have to find that one on StatMate.
Yeah, no, not here.
Errol Goulden for 2.
Errol. 470.
And then it's just a heap of 1s. Disposals.
Let's go touches.
Blakey, 30.
Blakey, he's had an unbelievable season. He's a good player. Nick Blakey.
I think he locked up that All-Australian halfback yesterday.
No, he locked it up ages ago. 925.
Matt Roberts, Morgs for 30.
You finished with 30, did he?
Yeah.
He started slow. 775. What a player.
And then Callum Mills is back. He's got himself fit. He had 27 yesterday. He had 25 if he's any value.
Yeah, 245. Nice.
Jordan Dawson needs a big year next year. He had a bit of an interrupt season. Yeah, so that's the roast for the home and away season, Darts. Let's talk finals quickly.
Yep.
Have they announced? So the first final Thursday night apparently is going to be Port versus Geelong.
I heard it was going to be Sydney's.
No, I think it's Port versus Geelong. Port versus Geelong Thursday night, Adelaide Oval. Who would you take right now?
It's a good one.
The one team Port wouldn't want coming, a smart, experienced Geelong.
Well, remember Port jumped them earlier in the year. Remember they put speed on the ball?
That's right. They beat them at GMHBA. Yeah, no, their midfield's too good for the Cats. Oh, but Danger probably wasn't playing.
No, I think he was. No, he wasn't. But there's no Houston, no
Didn't Willie
Farrell.
Rioli kick like 9?
Yeah, no Houston. He should have had 6. No Houston, no Farrell.
Halfback. So that's hard to play on Stengel, Close, Myers.
It's a good, they substitute out the matchups really well. Like, less midfield. Like, you take the Port Adelaide midfield.
More defense.
They're half forwards. It's going to be. Who's playing on
the way Port Adelaide defended the last couple of weeks?
Yeah,
they looked super solid, didn't they?
I just think, oh, fuck. Port would probably be favourite just because it's home. I reckon he'd be, 2.5, 3 points?
Probably.
I'd probably take the Cats still for no actual. No, I'll take Port because they won today. They won for the Blues. I'll go for the Power.
You go Power.
I think Geelong are going to win, but I'll take the Power.
Here you go. Oh, the odds are up.
Wow.
The line. So, yeah, Thursday it's -9.5 Port Adelaide Geelong. Friday, the 6th of September, Brisbane versus Carlton, Friday night.
What am I doing this week? I'll be on nights.
Friday night.
Shattered.
Fuck. What do you reckon the line is?
Oh, Saturday. 320.
320. Dogs, Hawks.
Yes.
That is awesome. And then Saturday night, Swans GWS.
Awesome.
Oh, it's a great slate, isn't it?
And
so Dogs are 3.5 point favourites over the Hawks. That is just a head-to-head game. We're taking the over. What's the total match points right now? What's total match points? This pod has to end. No, you can't get it yet. Let's just go.
Yeah, we're done.
We're done. I can't wait for this fun. We're having a week off. We need the week off, don't we?
We need to freshen up.
No
Sorry, guys.
pod this week. No roast next week. We will be back for the pod in a couple of weeks. So exciting. Oh, finals are here.
We've both made it.
I wonder if this roast will be any good. It's going to go for... It's not as long as the other one. It's going to go for about an hour and 20, hour and 10.
Good. Oh, it's close. Nice and punchy.
It's been a bit around the loop, but yeah.
We're going to get some emotion. We're going to get some ups and downs, so it's going to be good.
All right. Good work, Dad.
Let's go.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.